Jerzy Dudek is a Polish former footballer who played as a goalkeeper. After beginning his career in his home country, he went on to have successful spells in the Netherlands and England, winning the UEFA Champions League with Liverpool in 2005 and appearing in 186 official games for the club over the course of 6 seasons. He also spent 4 years at Real Madrid. Dudek played 60 times for Poland, the second most capped player in his position for several years, representing the nation at the 2002 World Cup. Club career, early years. Born in Rybnik, Dudek began playing football at 12 for goalkeeper Rnik Nuracube W. 6 years later he made his senior debuts with Concordia Nuracube W in the 3rd division, where he set a record of 416 minutes without conceding a goal. Dudek only played 1 season in the Polish top flight, appearing in roughly half of the matches for Soccer Cube Langstrom Tychy as the club finished in mid-table, making his first appearance in the competition against Legia Warsaw. Feyenoord. Dudek left his country in 1996 at the age of 23, joining Feyenoord, but had to wait a year before he made his debut, proceeding to appear in all Eredivisie games for the club in the following 4 seasons combined. He won his first trophy in 1998, €99, the National Championship, along with the following campaigns: Dutch Super Cup, after a 3-2 win against AFC Ajax. Dudek won the Dutch Golden Shoe Award in 2000, becoming the first foreign player to win the award. He played his final game for the Rotterdam outfit on August 26, 2001, against Ajax. Liverpool. Dudek joined Liverpool in England in late August 2001, and immediately replaced Sander Westerveld as coach. Copyright Rad Julia's first choice. Following a first season where his clean sheets and fine performances helped the club finish second in the Premier League behind double winners Arsenal, he was nominated alongside Oliver Kahn and Gianluigi Buffon for the UEFA Goalkeeper of the Year award. The following season, Dudek rebounded from a series of poor errors in the league to win the League Cup with a man-of-the-match performance against Manchester United in the final. Pope John Paul II, who was a goalkeeper in his youth, met personally with Dudek in 2004, telling him that he was his fan and followed Liverpool whenever they played. The player presented the Pope with a souvenir goalkeeper shirt, and would later dedicate Liverpool's UEFA Champions League success to the late Pontiff. Dudek was a catalyst in Liverpool's 2005 Champions League victorious run, performing a double save against AC Milan's Andriy Shevchenko at the end of extra time in the final, after Liverpool had rallied from a 0-3 deficit to tie the match 3-3. He saved from Andriy Pirlo and Shevchenko in the ensuing penalty shootout, in an eventual 3-2 win. During the shootout, he attempted to distract the Milan players with the spaghetti legs tactic that was used by former Liverpool goalkeeper Bruce Grobbelaar in the 1984 European Cup final. Being European Cup winners for the 5th time, Liverpool kept the trophy and received the UEFA Badge of Honour, and as a tribute to Dudek's heroics, a group of Liverpool fans, the Trophy Boys, recorded a novelty single called Do the Dudek. He became the 3rd Polish footballer after Zbigniew Banik and fellow goalkeeper Jakub Marniczek to win the Champions League. He also received his 2nd Goalkeeper of the Year nomination. Dudek lost his starting position to new acquisition Pepe Reina in 2005-06, following an arm injury, only making 12 more appearances for the Reds in the following 2 seasons combined. Despite courting controversy by accusing manager Rafael Benitez of treating him like a slave, he insisted that he had no ill feelings towards the club or anyone associated with it and only wanted to leave after failing to make Poland's World Cup squad, but still stayed on for another year at the manager's request. He was voted by fans at number 36 in the list of 100 players who shook the Kop. In a poll conducted by UEFA.com, Dudek's double save from Shevchenko was voted the greatest Champions League moment of all time, ahead of Zinedine Zidane's left-footed volley against Bayer Leverkusen in the 2002 final and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's injury-time winner against Bayern Munich in 1999. Real Madrid. 34-year-old Dudek moved to Real Madrid for the 2007-08 season, but only played in 2 La Liga matches in 4 years due to the presence of Iker Casillas. Nevertheless, his attitude and work ethic earned praise from his fans, teammates, coaching staff and several Spanish journalists. His man-of-the-match performance in his debut, in the penultimate game of the season against Real Zaragoza, was hailed in the Spanish press, despite not being enough to earn selection for Poland's squad for Euro 2008. In Juan Ramos's first game as Madrid manager, in December 2008, Dudek was handed a rare start in a 3-0 home win against FC Zenit St. Petersburg, as the club was already qualified from the Champions League group stages. In a match where Madrid's attacking play made headlines, he made several fine saves and exuded an air of calm solidity and confidence, particularly on crosses, earning a clean sheet in the process. This performance earned glowing praise from the manager, who highlighted the goalkeeper's qualities and referred to him as a magnificent player. It would be his last appearance of the campaign, which also saw a 0-5 aggregate loss against former club Liverpool in the round of 16. Speculation was rife about Dudek's dissatisfaction with life at Real, and an end-of-season return to Feyenoord where he would work more closely with coach Leo Beenhakker, his former boss at Feyenoord and also at the helm of the Polish national team. Was a possibility, but nothing materialized, and with former teammate Jordi Cardina leaving to join ğjęÇ, the 36-year-old eventually accepted a new one-year deal to remain at the club, while also speaking about his contentment. On October 27, 2009, Dudek saw his first action of the season in the first round of the Copa del Rey, in a 0-4 shock loss against Minos AD Alcorcón Cubden from Segunda División Cubden B, with the goalkeeper being one of the few on the losing end to perform well. He also appeared in the second leg, an insufficient 1-0 home win. On April 10, 2010, following news of the horrific air crash which claimed the lives of 96 Polish people including President Lech Kaczyński and several top government officials, the players of both Real Madrid and Barcelona agreed, at Dudek's request, to observe a minute's silence for the evening's El Clasico match. His teammates also agreed to wear black armbands for the match. On July 15, 2010, Dudek accepted another one-year contract to stay with Real Madrid as manager. José Copyright Mourinho was appointed. He worked with his fourth coach in as many seasons. On November 30, 2010, he was fined $5,000 for his role in the controversial sendings off of teammates Xabi Alonso and Sergio Ramos in the Champions League group stage match against ๊jɛÇɨ. Dudek made his first start of the 2010 Euro 11 season in the same competition, against ๊jɛÇɨ on December 8, but after making two impressive saves saw his action terminated after sustaining a jaw injury in a clash with opposing forward Roy Contout just before half-time. He was successfully fitted with an intermaxillary fixation device and was out of action for 6 weeks before returning to training, being subsequently praised for his performance by stand-in manager Aitor Karanka. Dudek was named as a substitute for the 2010 Euro 11 Spanish Cup final, a 1-0 win against FC Barcelona. He made his final appearance for the Merengues on May 21, 2011 in an 8-1 home win over UD Almería, and was substituted in the 77th minute to a guard of honor from his Real Madrid teammates. International career: Dudek received his first call-up for Poland in 1996 as an unused substitute during an exhibition game against Russia in Moscow, and won his first cap in February 1998 in another friendly, against Israel. He also captained the team once in a friendly against Estonia. Dudek played 9 of the national team's 10 2002 FIFA World Cup qualifiers as it finished top of its group, and started in the finals in Japan and South Korea, in an eventual group stage exit. He also played in 7 of his country's 10 qualifying matches for the 2006 World Cup, but owing to a lack of appearances at club level during the season, he was dropped from the starting lineup in favor of Artur Boruc and left off the final squad as a result, at which point he had earned 56 caps. Dudek's omission from the World Cup squad was greeted with shock among Polish fans and media alike, with one newspaper's headline reading "Has Janusz, national team manager, gone mad?" During a warm-up match against Colombia, where both Boruc and Tomasz Kuszczak were at fault for each of the goals in a 1-2 home defeat, the angered Polish fans started to chant Dudek's name as a reminder of what they perceived as a mistake by Janusz to drop him. It is worth noting that the goal Kuszczak conceded, which prompted the chants, was directly from a goal kick from the opposing goalkeeper Neco Martinez. Following the World Cup, Dudek returned to the national team to play in 2 internationals under new boss Ben Hacker, a 0-2 friendly defeat in Denmark and a 1-3 UEFA Euro 2008 qualifying defeat against Finland at home, before being dropped yet again. Despite a period of 3 years in the wilderness, he always believed that he would return to the national team and, in September 2009 he was called up to the squad for the 2010 World Cup qualifiers against the Czech Republic and Slovakia by interim manager Stefan Majewski, after being on the bench for the first match in Prague, which saw Poland's slim World Cup hopes shattered. Dudek won his 59th cap against the latter on October 14, in Poland's final competitive game before Euro 2012, in a match which was played in heavy snow. And in front of a near-empty Stadion Zlejski in ๊jɛຄໍ W, he was denied a clean sheet by a Søren Gankowski's own goal, as Poland lost 0-1. Dudek played his last international game on June 4, 2013, against Liechtenstein. He captained the team, wore number 60 on his shirt and came off just before half-time. Ambassador for Euro 2012. Dudek's status as an icon in Poland played a crucial role in securing the status of joint host nation for the Euro 2012 for his country. Along with his Champions League opponent Shevchenko of Ukraine, he was a part of the joint delegation and was involved in a presentation with the striker. Honours: Club, Feyenoord, Eredivisie, 1998 to Euro 99, Johan Cruyff Shield, 1999, Liverpool, UEFA Champions League, 2004 Euro 05. Runner-up 2006 Euro 07, UEFA Super Cup, 2005, FA Cup, 2005 Euro 06, Football League Cup, 2002 Euro 03. Runner-up 2004 Euro 05, FA Community Shield, 2006. Runner-up 2002, FIFA Club World Championship, runner-up 2005 Real Madrid, La Liga, 2007 Euro 08, Copa del Rey, 2010 Euro 11, Supercopa de España ±A, 2008. Runner-up 2007, individual, Dutch Golden Shoe, 1999 Euro 2000, Dutch Goalkeeper of the Year, 1998 Euro 99, 1999 Euro 2000, Alan Hardaker Trophy, 2003 Club Statistics, Personal Life. Dudek and his wife, Mirella, have one son, Alexander, and 2 daughters, Victoria and Natalia. His father was a miner and he spoke of himself having taken training to follow in his father's footsteps before his opportunity to play football came along. His younger brother, Darius, was also a footballer, and played mainly for Odra Łazisk. Dudek refused to wear the 13 jersey for 2 seasons after arriving at Real Madrid, stating that Polish goalkeepers generally do not use 13. The numbers 1, 12 and 22 are traditionally used. He therefore wore 25 as it was the next best thing, while Cadena wore 13 until his departure. Dudek wore 13 for the 2009 Euro 10 season under Manuel Pellegrini, but was handed back the 25 shirt under Mourinho. In his first season at Liverpool he wore the 12 jersey because Westerveld was still in possession of the 1 squad number. In 2005 Dudek received the title of the Honourable Citizen of ๊jɛ噚 W, during a charity match called Jerzy Dudek and Friends. He also made his Polish television debut as an analyst for the 2005 UEFA Super Cup final between Liverpool and PFC CSKA Moscow, which he missed due to injury. In 2006, while on summer vacation in Poland, his home on the Wirral Peninsula was burgled and several valuables and treasured football memorabilia were stolen. Thanks to the efforts of the Merseyside Police Department, his collection of shirts, medals and awards was recovered, along with most of his valuables. Dudek also stated that he would like to start a football academy in Poland with his brother after retiring from football. He settled with his family in ๊jɛ뾱 W. References. External links: Stats at Votable International, Jerzy Dudek Career Stats at Soxerbase, Liverpool Historic Profile, Football Profile, Official Real Madrid Profile, Jerzy Dudek at national-football-teams.com, Official website.